So one of the unique aspects of the work that we do, the roles that we have, is that we're not discipline experts. And so we don't have this deep background in the discipline. And I think in a lot of ways that helps us be a real advocate for students because we don't know this stuff. And so we want the academic to explain it to us for us to get a sense of what this actually means. And so whether that's trying to work out like some complex formulas, if we don't understand it, then we can advocate for the student to say, hey, this isn't really clear from my perspective. And I think that that's a really important role to have, is to be there in order to question the way things currently have been taught, to ask some questions in that space. But you can only really do that almost like if you're coming from the outside in. And that's a really key feature of, I guess, what learning design, but as a team, what we try and do.
I'm really passionate about creating a learning experience that is engaging and student-focused, that is underpinned by strong design principles, both visual and UX, because I think it actually embeds the knowledge and the learning and creates a memorable experience.
A lot of our ideation sessions with academics and learning designers have been very blue sky thinking, trying to understand exactly what the academic wants out of the course, and then going from there, what can we actually do, what is possible, and what would be the best experience for the learner.
The power of video and online learning is that we've been able to take things that have been traditionally taught face-to-face or done with paper exercises and turn them into online, really high-quality, engaging, interactive experiences.
A lot of institutions aspire to program design, and I believe that we've actually done it. It's been a hard road because it involves so many heads coming together and finding consensus. But I think that the result is worth that effort because the student then gets a coherent experience from the start of their learning journey through to the end.
When we started, nothing was kind of set up. We kind of built the team from scratch. We built our processes from scratch. And we tried to bring in a lot of our personal experiences into that approach. But depending on who you're working with, not everything is going to be a success. And what works with one person doesn't necessarily work with the next. And so a lot of what we had to do was adapt our processes to be able to work with different people and bring them into the way that we currently work. But when it didn't work, we had to change those kinds of things.
Our team often refer to building the plane and trying to fly it at the same time, which means that we have developed our processes and refined them at the same time. So not an easy thing to do. The way we've done it is by constantly collaborating, iterating, getting feedback from staff and students and making sure that the educational journey is fit for purpose.
Collaboration on this project has been quite challenging, but also really exciting. I personally have never worked with as many stakeholders as we do right now, and they're internal and external. So on top of working with learning designers in our own team, we also have to work with media production. And so we do planning, we do review, we talk through concepts with them.
It's not the easiest thing to do to create these courses in such detail, so you really need to have a lot of rapport with the people you're working with, and that takes time and effort. So that was something I really valued.
I'm really proud of the OUA project because I think we have worked together really collaboratively and we have managed to create accessible, engaging, student-focused learning experiences.
One of the most significant outcomes of the OUA project was the creation of the Smart Storyboard tool within media production. This innovative tool fundamentally changed how we operate, how we manage our workload, and how we interact with other members of LEI.
So when we started with Word documents, a lot of the issues were around just the technical limitations of a document where you've got version control, people downloading things, they can't actually work together in the same space, and they don't necessarily know what is required next. There's a lot of communication that's added to the process when you've actually got to tell someone, oh, I've done this thing, now it's up to you. So Smart Storyboard essentially allows us to bypass a lot of that communication and that overhead of what do I need to do. Everything is kind of broken down into these smaller pieces. You can allocate those to individuals, and there's a lot more kind of to and fro that happens by doing that, by making it simpler, by making it easier to actually move work between different people in the team.
working with a framework such as the Uni of Adelaide Style Guide has actually been really fulfilling because we have been able to develop as we've gone along. We've actually come up with ideas, better ways of working, better ways of implementing, and then feeding that back into the style guide to then be further developed and applied throughout courses within the OUA and then extended to the wider university online environment.
In terms of what I'm proud of, I think it's really about the team that we've got. I think actually creating a team is really challenging, and the work that we do has to deal with a lot of scalability and speed. And the only other way that we've been able to do that is by building a really strong team culture. And so I think that that's really been the foundation of why we've been successful in what we've done, why we've been able to do the work that we've done. I think as a team, you roll with the punches. Not everything is successful in your approach and the way that you get things done. But I think as a group of people, once you've got that culture built, everything is a learning experience. And so every mistake, everything that's kind of gone wrong, we've managed to adapt our processes throughout that. And I think it's only when you operate as a really strong team that you can do that. I think what it all boils down to is collaboration. Getting the right group of people together, focused on the student experience, that's when the magic happens.